Hi, I'm Will from Daloopa. In this video, I'll show you Daloopa Skills, specialized instructions that instruct your AI to pull data, run analysis, and deliver a finished output in minutes. For a little bit of background, Daloopa is the most complete fundamental dataset for thousands of global tickers, with more KPIs collected per ticker than any other dataset on the market. Daloopa Skills tap into this data through our MCP connection, with every fundamental data point linked directly back to the source for full auditability. Today, we're going to walk through three of our most powerful skills: the guidance tracker, the research note, and supply chain mapping. Okay, let's get started. We will start with how to access Daloopa Skills. Daloopa Skills are built directly into the MCP connection, which means they are LLM agnostic and available in any AI tool you have Daloopa connected to. There are two ways a skill can run. The first is agentically, which works across any MCP-supported LLM. Just prompt naturally, and if your request aligns with one of our pre-built skills, it triggers automatically. The second is manually, which is specific to LLMs that have native MCP skills support, like Claude and Codex. In those tools, you can browse Daloopa skills list directly and select the one you want to run. For the examples in this tutorial, we will be using Claude as the LLM so we can show both ways to run a skill. We will start with Guidance Tracker to show the manual way to leverage Daloopa skills in Claude and Codex.sook. So right now we're in Claude. You'll navigate to your connectors and you'll see the Add from Daloopa option, which are the list of skills we have built. We will select Guidance Tracker for this example. Then you will enter the ticker. And that's it. Adding any additional context in the chat is completely optional. You can leave it blank and the analyses will still run on its own. You can see the skill working through the analysis in real time. First, it identifies the relevant guidance series, revenue, gross margin, and operating expenses. Then it pulls the actual results for the corresponding periods to match against. It also searches the underlying filings for key guidance language and quotes, so the output is grounded in exactly what management said. So, on the back end, this is all driven by the step-by-step instructions we've defined for the skill, both for how to run the analysis and how to structure the final output. We'll now skip ahead to the finished output since this can take a few minutes to complete. And here we can see the analysis wrapping up. The full guidance tracker report is populating in the right panel. When we click into one of these guidance figures, it takes you directly to the original filing where that number was disclosed. This is where Daloopa's differentiator really shows. We are the only provider with complete guidance data, hyperlinked back to its original filing. As you can see, the report pulls together a structured guidance tracker, performance summaries, pattern analysis, and supporting context from filings, along with read-throughs to adjacent companies to give a complete picture of how management is guiding the business. Everything in one reliable output that is fully sourced from Daloopa's data. Next, we will look at the supply chain skill and show how it runs automatically based on your prompt. Here I am typing a prompt asking for a supply chain analysis on Apple. Nothing special about the phrasing, just a natural request. Once submitted, you can see the Daloopa MCP start working in the background. The MCP automatically recognizes that this aligns with our supply chain skill and triggers it on its own. The skill now kicks off, systematically working through the process. And while that completes, we'll move ahead to the results. This output on the right side is an interactive supply chain dashboard. The output provides a structured view of a company's upstream and downstream relationships, quantifying supplier and customer dependencies to highlight concentration risk and show how shocks may propagate across the value chain. You can see again the numbers are linked back to its original source for full auditability. So, this first tab is the supply chain overview. You can see the tabs across the top where you can also click into suppliers for a deep dive analyses. Channel for downstream mapping. Shock analysis for upstream and downstream dependencies. And lastly, the methodology used. Lastly, let's take a look at the research note skill, again showing how it runs automatically based on your prompt. Now let's run a research note for Google. Same idea. I am just typing a natural language prompt. The Daloopa MCP then recognizes that my prompt aligns with our existing research note skill and triggers it automatically. From here, it follows the specialized instructions we have created to produce the research note. As you will see in the right side panel, the Research Notes skill is built to generate a full investment view on a company in one structured report, with all fundamental data points hyperlinked to where they appear on the filing. The output combines the company's financials, operating trends, guidance track record, industry context, valuation, and key bull and bear debates into a single professional write-up. Rather than walking through each section individually, the value here is in how the skill brings all of that analysis together into one cohesive investment document you can instantly leverage. As you can see across all of these examples, Daloopa Skills turn hours of manual work into minutes while producing reliable, structured output grounded in Daloopa data. We are continuously expanding our skills library, so browse through and try some for yourself and see how quickly you can turn complex analysis into clear, structured output. Hope this was a helpful walkthrough of how Daloopa Skills can power your financial analyses. To learn more about Daloopa's MCP, which powers Daloopa Skills and other applications, visit daloopa.com/MCP.